Hey everybody, it is your Sam again, and today I wanted to go over a couple more characters that I have for the book called I'm No Hero. Actually, it's going to be a series, but we'll just say that it's called I'm No Hero because that is the first book in the series, and yeah. So far, we have gone over Nadachia, who is our main character. She's the main point of view in the books. And we have Blairy, who is the priest. We have Spacia, who's kind of our barbarian huntress. We have Tasp, who took forever to record because, yeah, he's one of my favorite characters for some odd reason. And he's our Welkin. He's the best friend of Nadachia. We have Steer, who is our pirate prince, who is going to be a companion kind of towards the middle of the first book. He doesn't really start out, right off the bat as their companion, and he kind of becomes a love interest for our Nadachia. So today we are going over Tori and Sterla. So Tori is going to be another prince. He is Tori of Montby. The Montbys have been in power for about 70 years, give or take. Now, what happens in the human royal family is that they have to keep people happy in order to stay in rule. So if they ever fall out of favor with the people, then the people will choose somebody else from the family unless the family has done something terrible and the people decide that they want to go with a completely different family to rule. Then they will choose a member of the family to take over. Now, this can be either male or female. The people choose because of who they like. It's a popular vote or a popular favor. The last two monarchs have been female out of the Montby family, so there is that. Now, Prince Tori is actually the fourth son and the sixth child. So the Montbys have been kind of busy. He has no hope in really becoming the monarch because he hasn't really made a name for himself with the people. He's kind of left that to his older sibling until now. When he heard that the hero was happening during his lifetime, he wanted to become a companion. And it's not really so that he can win favor with the people. It was just basically because he was bored and he grew up on tales of the heroes in his life. Those were his favorite bedtime stories, so to speak, or his favorite dinner stories, I should say. When he heard that he could become a companion of the hero, he jumped at it. So Tori is going to become a companion as soon as Nadachia enters the capital, where she officially becomes the hero and gets all her things together for the first quest, which is given to them by the gods. So Tori is male, he's straight, he hasn't really explored his sexuality much yet. He is of a high social class because he is a royal. He is the prince of the human race. And his education is pretty high up there. He has to know everything about basically all the countries, allies, enemies, everyone, and he also has to know everything about his own country too. I'm going to come over here to references. He is a companion to the hero, Blairy and Spacia, and later on will be Steer and Sterla's companion as well. He's about 22 years old, so he's not really all that old. He's about a year younger than Nadachia, and he's about 70 inches tall, so he's a little under 6 foot. Again, I left the weight blank because I have yet to do that kind of research. Personality traits: he is charismatic when he puts forth the effort, I should say. He can be a true leader. People actually do listen to him, and that's mainly because he is easy to talk to. He's a good listener himself. He would actually prefer to listen than to talk. He likes solving problems. He likes solving puzzles. So whenever he hears somebody talking, he wants to help them out. He wants to solve the riddle that is them, kind of thing. Physical attributes, he has sandy brown hair, eyes. I have a blue image here, but that might change to green. I kind of like to have variety in eye color. And I know Tasp kind of has blue, and Spacia already has blue as well. So I might change Tori's to green and change the royal family to like some shade of green. Face, he has a really square jaw. It's a real prominent kind of square face. I do have a model's face here. I can't honestly remember his name right now, but this will also probably change. I mainly just did it for the scruff here because Tori just doesn't really care to shave. His build is stocky, kind of like a professional boxer. He has a little bit more upper arm and shoulder strength than he does like in the legs and hips kind of thing. So yeah, that is a little bit of Tori. Also, he likes the shorter curved at the end swords, and he usually wields two, but there are times where he has like this elongated shield type thing on his arm. I have yet to really design it or think about it. He usually does two swords at once, but sometimes he does wear something like this along his arm. And I found this artwork on Pinterest. So yeah, that is Tori in a nutshell. I'm trying to get through this quickly so that I don't, gush over my characters anymore and it become another task video where it was just way too long. So let's move on to Sterla. Sterla is going to be the youngest companion, and it's going to be kind of a surprise that she becomes a companion because Sterla is a Stygra. She is of the Stygra race instead of the human race, and most of these quests are performed by humans because it is for humans, not for Stygra or Welkin or anything like that. Now, that doesn't mean to say that the Stygra and Welkin haven't helped in the past, but these quests are made for humans and made for humans to complete, not the other races. So Sterla is Sterla of the Black Tower. Stygra don't really have last names or family names. It's basically where they grew up or where they're staying as to what their names can be. Some of them, like the council members, which are the higher ups in the Stygra hierarchy, do have last names that relate to their power. Right now, because Sterla is so young, especially to Stygra lifetimes, then she is just Sterla of the Black Tower because she was pulled from her family to live in the Black Tower in order to gain knowledge and practice her powers under the matron, who is the basically queen of the Stygra race. So Sterla is female. She doesn't really have any sexuality because I'll get into that a little bit later. Her social class, she's about mid because, again, she does live in the Black Tower under the matron and with the council members to learn under them, so she's about mid to high level. Her education is going to be high as soon as she finishes it. She's learning everything from the smartest people of her race. So yeah. References, I have all of these as her companions because she is going to become a companion. I do have them kind of blank, but yeah, they will be filled out here later. She's only about 16, and Stygras can live to well over 100 years. So 16 years old for a Stygra means that she's not a teen. She's more of a child at this point in time. There's kind of a oddity to that because Stygra come into their powers when they're like 3 and 4 years old. So in that aspect, they mature rather quickly. But as far as like decision making and, well, as far as growth spurts and development and everything like that, they are still very much a child at the age of 16. We'll just put it that way. She's really got a real slight build. She's only about 56 inches tall, a little bit over 4 feet. So her personality traits, I do have a picture here of Wednesday for her because, yeah, I hated everyone before it was mainstream. That's basically Sterla. She puts on this front that she hates everybody and that you have to kind of earn her trust and respect before she kind of gives you the time of day. She gives you something more than a cold shoulder. It's just a defense mechanism because of where she's at. She's with all these powerful people and she was pulled from her family at such a young age, and it's become a defense mechanism for her. And she is a healer. Those are her powers for right now. I'll go into this a little bit whenever I go over the Steiger race, but she has not matured yet, so her powers haven't changed yet. But the powers that she received when she was 3 are the healing powers of her family. They kind of get passed down from generation to generation. So yeah, she is a healer, and because of her powers, she feels the need to heal people, even if it's just like a little paper cut or something like that. She feels the need to heal it. So it kind of goes against her hatred for everybody when she drops everything to heal a paper cut, and she kind of hates herself for doing that. She kind of hates her power for doing that, but it is what it is for her. So she's like a little bundle of opposites. Alright, her hair is black and it goes a little bit past her shoulders. It's a little bit straighter than this right here. Her eyes are a dark brown. Her face is oval, and she has a real slight build. She's tiny. I think even Nadachia can pretty much pick her up and toss her if she really wanted to. So she was pulled to the tower at the age of 6, which means that she was basically a toddler whenever she got pulled from her family. She is kind of a loner. She only has about 2 or 3 friends in the tower. Now the tower is in the capital. It's in Galliness. With the royals and everything. You have the courtyard, which is basically the gathering point, and in boxing in the courtyard is the Black Tower, the castle that holds the royals, and the church. So those 3 powerhouses are in the capital. Those are the headquarters for everything. The Black Tower is the headquarters for the Steiger race. The castle is the headquarters for the human royals and their nobles and everything, the ruling class. And the church in the capital is for all the gods. All the churches in other towns and things, they have like 1 or 2 gods that they worship or pull from or are honored by, but the church in the capital is basically all of them put together, and all 27 gods are honored at that church. And it's also where the elders of all the priests are gathered so that they can properly help rule with the royals and the Steiger and everything like that. Now, the Welkins, because they're nomadic, they don't really have a place in the capital, but when they do come to the capital to make large decisions for the country and everything like that, they do stay at the church. Same with the rogues. Rogues, again, don't really have a place in the capital, but they do stay at the church whenever there's huge decisions to be made. So yeah, that is basically all I wanted to go over with today. Next week, I hope to do some species or some races. We'll do probably the Steiger first and just go from there. And yeah, we'll go over the Steiger next Sunday, I do believe. So hit that like button if you like stuff like this, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of my characters and see more of my world building for my first finished manuscript of I'm No Hero. And yeah, I do live streams every Tuesday and Thursday. Now the live streams on Tuesday are at 3 p.m. and they're either on my channel here or they're over on Lauren's channel. Her link will be down below in the description. And on Thursdays, they are at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope you keep writing and have an awesome, great day, and I will see you next time.